let's talk about door tools. All right, we're going to save some of the best one I think right now for a beginner. We're going to save that last. I am going to go with one that, this is called the PDR finesse tool. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing right here. Make sure. This is a PDR finesse tool. This is your standard door tool. This comes with an adjustable handle built on, right? It's probably got maybe a 4.5, 5, maybe close to 5-inch heel. I'm going to say 4-inch. That looks like a 4.5 inch. Okay, not very long, but really good. It's considered for the mid to upper door pushing. You can see that the paddle tip, we call this a paddle tip, is forgiving when you're pushing. You can push sideways, which we call a side load, and what you end up doing is when you're pushing, this is going down the door, right? I'll make it like this, and you are pushing and twisting at the same time. Let me do this real quick, okay? Let me give you some, and we're going to be doing some, like later on we'll be doing some really good examples. Not here, but we're going to be doing it later on in some future lives. But when you are pushing, a lot of guys and gals, they go down the door and they do this, and half the time the tool spins, right? If you have this short of a kick, you put it down the window, right? And you lean and twist, okay? Nobody remembers or understands that you lean and push. This keeps you accurate, gives you the leverage. This is the drive right there, okay? So try that when you go on a door. Don't forget to lean your body weight a little bit and twist. Don't just twist, because that's not what you're going to do, because when you get on that dent and you just twist, it slides right off the dent, right? It's inaccurate. It's not as accurate. But nonetheless, very good tool. This is like this is a 3/8 tool right here. Very good door tool, okay? I'm going to go back down here. And that's PDR finesse. I am going to put some links in here so you guys can see that later on after the recording. It will be inside of a Dent Trainer on the same one. We'll label it that way. And now let's go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Dent Reaper. It's kind of old, but it's legit, okay? This is semi-sharp, not completely sharp. You can always tape it if you like that. To do that, that's what I recommend at first. And as the dent gets smaller, you take the tape off and you gain that precision that you want. Shaved tool down. I actually put an Ultra hub on it, or an octagon. This Ultra Dent tools right here, but this is from Dent Reaper. It had this weird handle before. I don't like permanent handles on a tool because it limits the leverage that you can have. So going back to a handle, right? This is an Ultra handle. You can snap it on here. You can take this off. You can switch it to this side like this. That's not all, folks. You pull it and you can adjust the handle, right? It's an all-in-one handle system. Take it off, bang, you are good to go. But this is a great door tool as well. They make them in a little bit different sizes. He has a ton of different ones, and we're going to talk about that right now. This is another great flagged Dent Reaper tool. Huge swoop kick, really gives you a lot of leverage. If you notice it, look how narrow and sharper it is right there. And that kick is really good. I like how it slightly comes up, because if you go past the brace, like this is in the middle of the door, you can come up and slip up underneath the brace, okay? And get that little dent that's right there. Definitely something I would consider in your arsenal, but not something I would get. You could consider getting this for your first door tool, or adding it to your arsenal for sure. If you already have a dedicated door tool you're using, this is definitely one I would get, okay? That's the Reaper, I think, Angel. Ultra. Well, this made me, I'm not kidding you guys, thousands and thousands of dollars. I call this the Mo Money tool. You might have watched some of my videos before. This made me a lot of money. okay? It is probably one of the best door tools you can purchase. It's got that handle hub system right there, that octagon where you can put that handle on. It is fantastic. It's strong, it doesn't flex. It is a great, great door tool. The only thing with this tool is that it doesn't have the length that I want. It'll probably get 85% of your dents out in the door. But if you want to try to get 100% of the dents out, this is a great tool. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes you need a shorter kick. But if you ask me, the number one tool for beginners is the door lord. Look at the kick on that, right? You will have no problem getting leverage on your dent. If you notice, I have gaffer's tape on here. This is a very common thing that I do on a deeper dent. I will tape it, and then as the dent gets smaller, I will untape it, and I'll be able to push with just the naked tip. I used to say something else, but I got corrected. But you take it off, and let me show you how thin this is. This has got just the right sharpness. It's way thinner than your normal paddle tip. And they make these in sharps too as well. Very good tool. Hub system. You really don't need a T-handle for this one, but cool thing about this Gorilla Grip, this is called the Gorilla Grip, right? This one, if you get a handle, get this one at first, because you can take this off and it's a 2-in-1, right? So now you don't need to buy two handles at first, right? If you want to get super fancy, you're like, yeah, well, I want the other one too, Myke. This is the end game, right? Like, as I was mentioning. And now you can, in the fly, you can adjust, right? You can adjust it on the fly. But if you're going to get one door tool right now and you're going to walk away, this one. Now let's talk about the latest door tools right now, okay? Dent Reaper came out with this set right here, man. Let me just tell you what. If you are more experienced, you want more push, you want more drive, this sucker is heavy duty, okay? Look at the thickness on that. It's made to drive deeper dents quick, up, nice and clean. This is called some kind of, yeah, a Kronos. Yeah, there you go, Kronos, okay? Made by Dent Reaper. One of his newest ones, and this is the latest one too as well. This is called the 3D, okay? This tip, look how sharp it is on the sides. It's actually forgiving. It's actually rounded. So when you're pushing, you're not gonna crack paint. You're gonna get that dent out nice and clean, and then you can finish with the tip. Fantastic tool. If you're an intermediate, maybe you already have a door tool, you wanna look for something else, this comes in a longer edition too as well. I would highly recommend this tool, 3D from Dent Reaper. Really a good tool. So we got this set. I'm going to come back to your questions, right? But my overall pick for your first door tool would be the Door Lord, and I think it's a 22-inch Door Lord. Okay, just right, not too long, not too short. Okay. No, I got to go right here though. Okay, hold on. So who makes the hardest, least flexy tools? That's a toss-up, man. Like I'd say Dentcraft. Honestly, their rods are solid. They make 3/8 tools that are so solid with no flex, and those are small, skinny rods. And so good question. I would go with Dentcraft if you absolutely don't like any flex in any of their tools. Dentcraft. They're not as pretty. Okay, they're not polished. That doesn't matter though, right? That does not matter. So Dentcraft is definitely a good way to go. Did I miss somebody besides him? Okay, yeah, that's where I left off there.
Did you answer the stem line already?
Yeah, I did. I got what you mean about the stand line question, Myke. Thanks. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Crystal. Okay, let's see. Grady, is it a good idea to always use lateral tension with a sharp tool on aluminum repairs when the damage is softball size and bigger? Actually, it's not going to hurt. Actually, it's a good question again. Like, do it when you can, right? I'm not sure if you guys saw that. I have a video out on Instagram, YouTube, and there was a BB gun dent, like a super sharp dent. And I took straps and I lateral tensioned it. And I did use a lateral tension system from Temu or Alibaba because none of the tool companies had something that small. And I clicked it and I zipped it up and I used that. So to answer your question, that's not a bad idea. Actually, it would not hurt. I think it would only help you. And so, good question. Okay, so.
Dent crack. The whale tails. Because I asked if they give away a discount.
Yeah.
This is what Howard responded. What is that? 3 to 5 inch? Or if you buy 3 to 5, what does that mean?
3 to 5 tools, 15% off. Yeah, so you can mention that too, okay? So Ken, as a beginner, is it worth buying paddle tip tools or just get sharps and apply tape? Oh, hey, you guys are asking some good. This is why I had this Q&A, guys, because you guys are serious. You are asking very good questions. I think personally, I think you should do paddle tips because you can, it's forgiving. And just that paddle tip, specifically the door lord, it's sharp enough to finish a center. I think sharp tips are great, honestly. If you can learn on sharp tips, you're going to see your tip faster. You're going to learn to be more disciplined. It's just, however, you're going to end up taping it more often, right? And you'll bust through the tape quicker too. So, but it is a good idea to get, personally, I think eventually one of each, because you will grab for a paddle tip, take 90% of that dent out, then you can switch to a sharp if you want, or just finish it with no tape. Does that make sense? So me personally, I would pick the paddle tip, but that's not a bad idea. You could do a sharp tip if you're comfortable with it. Okay. As a beginner, oh yeah, I already got you. I got you. Did I skip any? Good idea. Always use a lot. Okay, I got that one. And Phil, good questions, guys. How does the 3D compare to the Myke Zircus? Okay, so the Myke Zircus. Oh, good question, man. In fact, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, you must have had a good eye, man. Like, okay, so here's the Myke Zircus. Check that out. Look how freaking sharp that tip is. Okay. That's a Myke Zircus tip right there, okay? Look at that. This has no forgiveness really anywhere except if you're completely side loading it right here, okay? This does. This one does, right? It's more of a, I would say it's more of like a stand liner door tool. I'm sorry. This is more of like a stand liner door tool because it has more rounded, right? You can push a lot of metal safely and then finish with the tip, right? The sharp tip. However, this absolutely does a fantastic job on aluminum. If I was going to pick one or the other for aluminum, I'd probably pick this one because aluminum demands you to use sharper tools almost right off the bat, or naked tools, right? Think metal to metal. They don't like soft tips. Soft tip stretches the aluminum too fast, and you will have a very hard time finishing that center.